The Calvin Cross case is a very interesting case, I think. It's a young 19-year-old boy. It's settled, so the case is over with. But it never got as much attention as it should have because there was no video. But in that case, two police officers, one who had an assault rifle strapped across his front, his name is Marcario Chavez, and his partner Muhammad Ali, basically unloaded their weapons, were shooting an assault rifle down a street, and killed Calvin Cross. And their story was that they shot and killed him because he was firing a weapon at them. The only weapon that was found at the scene was about a block away from where Calvin died and was fully loaded and inoperable, so it never could have, it was impossible for it to have been shot at these officers. And this is the story that they told. They told this lie. IPRA never investigated them. I mean, their story is actually impossible, right? Their story is impossible. You've got a dead 19-year-old kid with no criminal background, killed 2 blocks from his house at like maybe 10 o'clock, 9:30 at night on a May day. And the police department and the state's attorneys, nobody looked further into this. In fact, these 2 police officers, whom I consider to be a couple of the most dangerous police officers that I've met in my entire career, because they're not very bright and they're extremely violent and dangerous. They are out there walking around on the streets right now, the city of Chicago, with guns, with the ability to kill people. And the police department, not only did they not fully investigate that case, but even after learning that there was this inoperable gun that these police officers were still saying was fired at them, that they were given commendations by the police officers for killing this kid. And they were never disciplined in any way. And they're still out there, a menace, I believe, to other young black men on the streets of the city of Chicago.
What year was this?
2011 was the shooting.
No. Can I ask you a question about, if you know from the case, maybe about CPD policy in regards to assault weapons, and like, do you know if they were within their bounds? I mean, obviously there's different judgments of that.
Yes, I think that they were actually, so this was a department issued rifle, and I don't think he was supposed to be wearing it strapped across his chest like he was, but he was. And he emptied the assault rifle and then, in his words, transitioned to his sidearm and then emptied his sidearm. And you know, so Calvin Cross was running from them because they're shooting at him. And you know, we can't ask Calvin Cross, and there's really wasn't any witnesses other than these police officers, but it looked like he was trying to run away from them and hop a fence, and they were shooting at him. And then by their testimony in deposition, he was the reason that they fired their final shots, one of which we believe, there's one shot here that once he was shot here, it killed him immediately, was because they were yelling at him to show them his hands, and he wasn't moving. So they just continued to fire at him because he wasn't moving. He wasn't complying. So, you know, at that point, he's not a threat because he's not moving. It's not like he's gesturing for a weapon. But that was the testimony that they gave. These police officers, even after a $2 million settlement on the case, still no discipline, no investigation into these officers telling this ridiculous, impossible story that resulted in the death of a 19-year-old kid.